We get to like navigate around microphones and eating. Like this is like a talent unto itself. So
Thanks for having us.
we're gonna I know we gave you guys a little bit of a preemptive view, but we're gonna start with El Clasico, hot sauce. And feel free. Nate said we can like kick these things around, and they just need to be somewhat close. But at the end of the
wave
day,
at me.
these people are what matters. So.
Okay, I know.
But the Classico, and if you're joining us from the Hot Ones Challenge for the first time, the Scoville, I still have not figured out what it exactly means. Someday ChatGPT will teach me. But 1,800 Scoville starting out, and then we could go all the way up to, depending on how you're feeling, 2.7 million Scoville. So 1,700. 2.7 million
ready.
in the box. Are you
Let's see
ready?
what 1,700 is, and then
Okay.
we can scale what 2.7 million is.
Okay, I'll dab the sauce up a little bit here, and then I'll see what we can.
There's
get
no
for it.
like hole in the top that
Whoops.
that reduces the pour.
It's kind of just like you gotta
one's
get what
yours.
you get. You got. I'm gonna.
No, that one's yours.
When you-
I'll take
Yeah.
it.
And when you have two guests, it's like you guys kind of get to like fight over which is which. Okay, so let me just ask, while you guys are going to start eating that, let me just ask the crowd, how many people actually know of the Maven District? Like, how many people are Mavens around here? Raise them high.
Wow, really?
Okay.
Really?
That's
Okay.
awesome.
That's
In
great.
Lehigh?
That's about half, so that's awesome. Okay, and now I did forget to count this, but how many, do we have more females than males? I promised on social media that I feel like it's pretty
1,
close,
2,
but I want to
3,
say
4,
that I'm going to
5,
err on the
6,
side of
7,
more
8, 9,
females.
10,
Then I don't have to
11,
do the
12,
bomb
13.
sauce
They don't
first.
count. Those three don't count.
We don't get to count the ladies from the Maven?
3, 4.
I feel like
We want him to do the bomb sauce.
No,
right?
we don't. I don't want to start with the bomb. I
You
would
have
be
to.
miserable.
There's more men.
There's definitely
Yeah,
more women.
I just counted.
But we get to count you guys. And yes, I'm not gonna. No, I'm going with it.
Wow.
Okay.
You really can't hold your word, can you?
No, don't say that. Well, then we can, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Karen's on my side. Do we need to? Are we gonna? Is this? I don't want to get into like.
Community over competition. Just kidding.
I love to see it.
Oh, you did say more women.
Okay,
Sorry, hot
good.
sauce is already getting to me. No, that was good. So
All
yeah,
right.
you got to do
You're
it.
off the hook.
I'm off the hook, but I will jump in a little bit later on it. Okay. So with Maven,
Why
I
am I
know
licking my
you
fingers?
both
That's a good
left
idea.
the professional world to jump into the Maven District. Maybe tell us a little bit about like what how do you even get there? How do you get from being in a professional role to then somehow finding yourselves founding the Women's District and beyond?
I think you get mad enough at being in the wrong rooms.
Okay.
And you realize that it's time to do something that matters. For me, that's why I jumped. I was sick of putting all my best efforts for other people. I had owned a Pilates studio in the beginning of this whole project, and I worked for a film studio and marketing company and lots of other things before that. But what I was realizing when I was doing both of them is that I was giving all my best thoughts to my main employer, and my business was getting the dregs. And at one point, I wanted those to shift and give my own business my best thoughts.
Beautifully said. I mean, I don't think that anybody could disagree with wanting that, right? Of like building. I have a sales background, so building businesses for other people is like what I did. And then at one point, I was like,
Why am I doing this for
"This
everybody
is like,"
else?
and so now I just run around with poor businesses that I'm trying to figure out how to build. But at least never mind, right? It's awesome.
It's fun, at least, right?
Rocky, what about you?
I was mostly in male-dominated industries. I worked in the rifle industry. I worked in the automotive industry. And it was great because I learned a lot from a lot of incredible men. But it did feel kind of isolating and a little bit alone to be usually the only woman in the room. And I got very burnt out from being the go, 80 hours a week. And I even owned my own business with partners who were men. And it seemed like nobody was paying attention to the fact that we were running too hard, even though it was successful. Nobody was checking in on one another, making sure like, hey, do you need a break? It was more, if you take a break, you're failing.
Hustle.
Yep. And so I actually moved to Salt Lake to get away from San Francisco. And I met Tessa, and we hadn't yet determined that we were doing something specifically for women. That sort of happened naturally through our tenants. We found that they really loved to be there, and they just happened to be women. And then we turned to each other and said, oh, I think this is the community that we're trying to build for women, which will be a different culture than what we had before.
Because local was on purpose. We knew
Yeah.
we were going to do 100% local on this project. But when we turned around at the end of the first year, 19 of 20 of our tenants were women. And we're like, ding, ding.
Okay,
Well, shit.
wow, let's
something,
lean in.
Something
Yeah.
that is happening there. Let's lean into that. And also that feels fun and right. I'm such a girl's girl. So that's really my preference.
I am
Anyways.
not, and it's uncomfortable, but God, I love them. They're so much cooler.
Well, I mean, you talk a lot about, when as you're building, I know from a marketing perspective, of building a business with your whole self, right? And maybe that's not the exact phrase that you guys use.
You're,
but,
right. You're on it.
You're on
But-
it.
but
Thank
I-
you for taking the Maven oath and pledge.
Okay, yes. You will all be required to do it by the end you leave here. But no, I think I didn't know that about the fact that it's like you went to build a business with your whole self of what you wanted, and then the serendipity of it was, oh wait, wow, we have something here that women are gravitating to. Let's figure out how to do it more. Maybe tell me about. We have business owners here that are professional services. I have a business that's a brick and mortar business, but it's curious to me that you leaned into a district in person brick and mortar, which doesn't. I mean, there's so many communities these days that it's like, hey, let's go build a podcast network. Let's go build, a mastermind group. But you did in person. Was that intentional too, or?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't.
Also, you said it first, person to person.
Yeah.
That's how we are.
Yeah. That's why you're here.
The
I have a hard
power-
time even emailing. Yes.
Word. The power
Yeah.
between having this type of in-person conversation and the ability to get presence and connection through that as opposed to the digital space, there's a place for it. And we also have a digital community because we don't want to exclude the opportunities that provides when it's leveraged properly. But there is something that's just it's not cultivated in the same way if
Yeah.
it's not in person.
And there's something about that energy exchange that's really important too. And when we first were leaning into this, I had a mentor that's like, you're not going to be able to get a ROI on community. And I use that all the time as like, don't listen to all your advice. That was really shitty advice for sure. And because that's what we've built our entire business off. And community now is thrown around, but 8 years ago when we started this thing, 10 years ago when we first bought buildings in 2015, it was not. So, and it was like, I actually think that we could build something where if we built an ecosystem of businesses that all could lean on each other, something special will happen there. And it has, but honestly, I don't think anyone outside of my husband and Rocky and the few other people around us believed that we could do it.
Yeah, we were on an island, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
Everybody was telling us, like, you're going to kill 50% of your demographic if you don't have tenants. And this was the thing. We weren't excluding men by any means. We were just designing a space, primarily, which is Tessa's, bread and butter, is designing this beautiful space that would welcome women, think of them as the priority. And so then by default, we happen to be attracting
And
the
now
people
it's
who we were.
85% women, and it's like, why not?
Yeah.
Let's double down on a community that needs support and has way more to give doesn't have opportunity to give right now.
Which is funny because a lot of the marketing information that you'll get or building a brand is you should have a niche, right? You need to be special and you need to find out your thing. But at the same time, you're getting criticism. Oh, no, don't do that. Do it for everybody. Do it in the most generic way possible. So it is really very true. Do the niche. Figure out exactly what you want. Be specific. Say no to people. It works because people, and it's not exclusivity. It's delivering something specific to somebody that is looking for someone to speak to them. Yeah.
Cultural elements when we're talking about you're creating a space for women. What are some of your core elements that you're including? Because like I've been self-employed for 2 decades, but when I talk
Rad.
to corporate for this or that, sometimes I'm so discouraged at how toxic and bad it is for people.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, a few changes could really switch this up and make it so much healthier. So I'm just wondering, what have you done differently that is speaking to the women?
But you
Great
have
question.
to take the little Dick's sauce.
The little what?
It's called.
Little Dick's. Yep.
You
Yep.
heard that right.
Yep.
Okay.
I said it with a straight face. I'm just gonna say, but
I didn't. Bring on the dick.
All right, where is it?
that is by far the first time that's ever been said.
Have you already tried it? I did.
Tessa was all over
I'm
it.
bringing it. So I think a big thing that we really hunker down on, and this is where Rocky's genius is she really wanted us to get really clear on our values. And so we really talk about love and curiosity all the time. If you cannot show up to a meeting or in an interaction with a tenant or someone going through something big and hard, whether it's you're about to fire them or you're about to hire them, or a tenant is having a huge life change and needs to exit, if you cannot show up with those two things, those are the two things we have all promised each other to show up with. When one of those is missing, we end up being like everyone else. Right, and we hear time and time again as a lot of our tenants outgrow us, and that's great. They grow
Such a
into
win for us.
They grow into a bigger
Cool.
space,
Bring in the
and
next
they
generation.
then have to go work with another type of developer or a type of landlord, and they come back to us and are like, I miss it. I thought everybody was going to talk to me like you talk to me, and that is so important to us, and so that's like at our deep core. That
Consideration almost.
it's a consideration, and then that trickles out to all the other things on how we think about not living the hustle culture, but also how do we work hard and still produce results, but without killing ourselves.
And I think the corporate world does a great job of processing things, right? They'll create a process that then makes it scalable, makes it repeatable. And that's fantastic, like anything, until it goes over a certain point, and then it becomes the toxic version of that. We're now in a process, you've removed the human element, like Tessa was talking about. You remove the flexibility, the individualism, and that's really hard to do for a business. How do you do that successfully? It takes a lot of manpower. I mean, we have 10 people under, in our team to do this, and we could probably run this and make more money with less people if we had better processes that didn't require one-to-one touch points. But we're choosing that way because, again, person to person matters a lot more. And I think once you lead with that, we get it back tenfold too, that people want to interact with us at a one-to-one level. And so it stays really intimate and beautiful and unique.
And one of the ways we had to change that, I feel like we need to skip a couple levels. This is not hot.
You're famous last words,
All
Tessa.
right, I'm kidding. I'm sure we'll get there.
Give her the scorpion
And
one or
we're
whatever.
going
it
to
is.
the bomb sauce right here. No, not yet. Well, I will skip a couple levels though.
One tangible way that we did that is we wanted to bring, when we first started, we had an external property manager. And they treated like everyone. I mean, as a property manager, your job is to make the most money for your property owner, right? And we really wanted to flip that on its head and think about, well, what if we actually worked for both sides? Our customer was our tenant. That's a huge piece of it. But also, we need to be a viable business, right? So we approach property management once we brought it internal, in a way that what happens if we have simplified leases that makes women who are often mansplained to in a lease situation, what if it's simplified and easier to understand and there's no dumb questions? What about them being able to get out of their lease, to shrink or to grow? Because if they're growing, we don't want to limit them. We want them to add on to that. So those are some ways that we just thought about, how can we tangibly really lean into that so we can do it in every single aspect. Because our property management for a couple years, it just wasn't aligning. Because here we are talking about all of these aspirational, beautiful things that we want our community to be. And then our property manager was kind of like
Rent's
rude and like, throwing a notice up on the door.
but
Like
it's-
there's just different ways to handle all of those things when you bring in that love and curiosity. And we realized that we couldn't teach that to an external company, so we brought it internal.
It's just fascinating to me because having gone through, I mean, like a lease negotiation, like you just mentioned, and
Which can be brutal.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
It took forever, and it was 85 pages. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's absurd.
Yeah, and it was ridiculous, and it was. I mean, at being in business for 15 years, I mean, I'm not the dumbest person in the room. I'm not the smartest either, but it was just to your point of why can't
harder.
it be simpler? Why can't we just be human and come together and figure? Like I want to utilize a space and I want to bring something really cool. Why is this so hard?
And I think if we really, so one of our big hairy goals is empowerment for women and equality, moving towards equality. And in order for us to create impact, we want as many women to start businesses as possible. And if the factor of them feeling stupid is a reason they're not opening their own brick and mortar or renting an office, we need to remove that barrier. So that was one of the things that we think about all the time. How do we lower the barrier to get people to start a business? And we just finished our annual block party.
I was
And
going to
we
ask
had-
about that. Tell us about how it
Yeah.
was Saturday, right?
We had
It went fucking great.
it was
awesome.
great, wasn't it?
I did see some cool. I mean, I got on the Insta and I watched a few things. It looked phenomenal. But tell us like what it is and what the outcome was.
Well, it's our opportunity to have a tangible mission and action event. And essentially, it's connecting neighbors and entrepreneurs together and giving women an opportunity, an affordable opportunity as a market to showcase their business to their, the whole hood.
Yeah,
And
it's
we
a
just-
low
Like you
experimentation.
take over the street, right?
Yeah, we take over the street
Close
and you
900.
can experiment. Like, do I want to sell this pottery? I love to make the pottery,
Which
but
one
do
are
I
you on?
actually want to sell the pottery? Or do I want to be a wholesaler? Or actually, I just want to keep this as a passion. It is the simplest way to see, is your business viable? Will people even buy the stuff I think is cool? And if at the end of the day they won't, that is like, it's such an easy experimentation.
Wait,
So-
I'm distracted by the heat of that napalm.
Oh,
one.
are we getting there?
Yeah.
All
Is
right.
this the bomb?
People think I'm good at this, and I
Is this
suck.
the bomb one?
No. This is just. It's called napalm. Ninja napalm.
It's a little spicy. I can
wait.
feel the heat around, on the lips.
So were you saying that people that are
right, we're
coming
getting
to the block party are not necessarily even
Take a second bite. It heats up.
they don't have businesses that are at the Maven District yet. They're even
Yeah.
Yeah.
pre that. Okay, I didn't realize that.
You can rent a booth for, I don't know, what is
So
it,
cool.
$75, $100, somewhere in
Something
there.
like
Don't look
that.
at them. It's something
Right.
low.
And
It's
it's
getting hotter.
an easy way to test out your business.
But
That's
then
awesome.
also, our tenants do also participate. They either have booths,
All
our
right.
storefronts open.
We're on the grid.
I know that one.
All right. You weren't lying.
You
You should
guys-
give it 2 more. You were right on the money.
How many have we done?
That was 133,000 Scoville, which I'm still feeling that one.
We're not doing the 2.7 million. It's never. I'm never
You
getting
could
there.
go. You could do the da bombs. The da bombs.
Who here has done it? How
Alex
bad
has
is
done
it?
Honestly, I was pacing up and down the hall for like an hour with my 4-year-old, and
An hour?
I'm pretty sure he was just like laughing his butt off. Like, when
I don't have a 4-year-old to pace with me.
like a gallon of water, and
I mean, we'll pace with you if you want to try it.
we'll support you. No worries.
Yeah. And you see how far back people
How
sit?
far? How long did it take for it to leave your mouth?
He said an
That
hour.
whole hour. Okay, so just body.
Even
yeah.
that ninja napalm. I mean, the ninja napalm.
No, the napalm's good. I'm over that one. Let's
All right.
do another one.
Simple and hot. Okay.
That one got me.
That one's good.
Okay.
My husband actually told me, he's like, so, because I have this bad habit of, I don't know anybody else, where you like put hot sauce, you find your favorite, and you just like put it on. You just keep putting it on. You don't realize you've built like a tolerance to it. So then I do the same thing. I smother with a new hot sauce, going like, I can handle this, and then I can't.
Oh my gosh. The best part
What'd
about
you say? Oh God, I can't do it.
This
That's
is
why I
the-
wore layers. You're in
okay.
a jumpsuit. You're.
I'll show you my armpits at the end.
I have deodorant in my purse.
So
Oh, you're already on milk?
Yeah.
we're gonna need it. We're gonna need it. We only really have technically like 3 more.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's fine.
Because Tessa got mad at me, so I skipped all the easy ones.
Thanks a lot, Tessa.
Yeah. So we went straight to like 7 out of 10. I'm just like, let's go.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. One of the other questions that I think was kind of a recurring theme is that you've already been kind of talking about is this idea of, the micro economy, micro businesses. So was that always the vision? Has that evolved as now is it like bring in, I don't know, like tell us more about that.
These seem sneaky.
That one
I don't taste anything.
on the arbol scorpion that you just had? Yeah.
Is it coming? I feel like this is.
I haven't had mine
like
yet.
a horror
I'm
movie.
just like hoping that you'll forget that I'm even here.
I think that
What was the question?
Micro businesses
how
strategy
important-
has that always been it? Is it like going to stay that forever?
I think this year we added kids entrepreneurs to the market.
There it goes.
And my kiddo did her first market. Whoa.
Yep.
It's coming.
happening.
Yeah.
She sold snow cones and temporary tattoos and made $151 and with
Way
6
to
friends.
go.
So then she had to split that, and then we talked about expenses. So I think
Beautiful.
about her, and I think about the 50 other kids 50 other booths. There were many more than that kids, and think about what kind of experience they're getting there and how can they own their life moving forward. It's just
So
it's
cool.
a tiny. You can't be what you can't see, right? Like it's a tiny little slice of if these kids or these vendors, or we have one spot on our block that's 250 square feet. It's a plant square. Plant shop.
Yeah.
And I just love the idea of being able to have a low risk way to start a business. If it's attainable, more people will do it. If it's not attainable and we're passing out 85 paid leases, you're going to be scared away to start that business. Or
mean,
if your
we kicked
business is
out H&R
250,
Block.
we did, yes.
As an example
Yeah.
of like,
Yeah. Just
We-
not a fit, not working.
it's not gonna
Oh
work.
no, it's not going to work. We didn't want our bank was pissed because we kicked out a national tenant. Those of you not in real estate, it's like a really easy yes to the bank if you have a national tenant in your building. And we kicked them out, and they were like, "What are you doing? You're going to build what?" A national tenant is like an H&R Block. So
They're
a
everywhere.
local tenant is me, right? I'm not in any other state. I'm not even in any other space. Huge,
Yeah.
like H&M.
Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything that's
West Elm.
Cornerstone.
It's like a huge marker of trends from the real estate side of things when national tenants are showing up to rent.
Yeah, it's like Target. Yay, everybody loves
let's
it.
talk about like Park City Main Street. 5 years ago, it was a lot cooler. Now it's kind of lame, right? Because now there's
7-Eleven owns
Patagonia,
the local deli. And
right? 7-Eleven,
Athleta.
like Athleta, Lululemon, like that's not interesting, right? The interesting stuff is the weird kitschy T-shirt store. I'm like, how do they keep selling moose socks,
Java Cow.
right? Java Cow,
No,
like
yeah.
that's what I want to go.
That is
see.
what is cool about the district is it is interesting. I mean,
Thanks.
is it Love Bound?
Love Bound.
That place was overrun.
Cult
Okay.
The
Following.
only independent romantic bookstore in Utah, one of
I mean,
11 in the
I was
nation, which
dumbfounded.
Is crazy.
I mean, and it's a really cool shop, by the way.
Yep.
I love bookshops, like any bookshops
You like
anywhere.
that smutty romance novel?
I mean, I try to stay away from. Yeah, I was gonna say
What's your
something that I
favorite smutty
regret.
novel?
On
No,
the page or off the
Who
page?
is your guy? Who's your boyfriend
I
in
just like
smutty
it for
novels?
I like it for the vibe.
Sure you do.
I don't
I
even
like the
read.
vibe too. That's
I don't
yeah.
even read.
That's what
Yeah,
my
I-
dad said about Playboy. He's like, oh, I just like the stories in it. I'm like, okay, Dad.
I have really stepped into this one.
Wow. Your
how
face
much-
is red for another reason.
How much can we?
This is actually a perfect example.
Don't take a second bite, by the way.
It's good. It's gonna. Oh, you're right. You
The
said
arbol
this is the one.
scorpion?
That's a slow one. That's
Yeah.
a slow
It's-
burn. Don't do it.
All right, but let's take another one.
Okay,
All right.
okay. But wait,
So
you were gonna
she's
say.
a perfect example. When she first pitched us, when she wanted
just give it to me.
wanted this space, because this is a space it's a tiny little space. It started out as 500 square feet, and now she's doubled the size within 8 months of opening, and now she's celebrated. Is she a year in or 2 years in? She's early. She's 2 years in. And now she sells out 500-person events when artists or authors come into town, where she can no longer host them at her shop or at her co-working space. She's renting out high school auditoriums.
The more you
sell
speak,
this
the
out.
worse it gets.
Well, and the best part about that is that's another example of like she chose a niche and she was
Yeah.
very specific about it,
Yeah.
and she can pull it off because
Yeah.
there are enough people who want whatever that unique product is and that unique focus. And my favorite is actually watching all the men stand outside.
I was no.
And then
you
a
gotta
ton
go
of the
in.
men like go in
Oh.
and enjoy the like they the women come out with their books and they're all excited and these guys are like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Thank you, Smutty Bookstore.
There are also the generational, like I see teenage girls
Yeah.
with their moms and their grandmas all coming out and
So-
they're
oh,
taking
that's cool.
pictures outside
Breaking down
with
shame,
their pink
basically,
books.
with
Yeah.
every
Yeah,
book.
and it's breaking down shame. And when she pitched us, I thought, no way. Also,
Oh
that's
yeah,
like,
we
it's not my-
actually being old.
We're like old.
Nobody
Oh,
reads
you
this
were-
one.
you're
Nobody
like,
reads
this is-
Fabio. No,
yeah,
that's not
I
a
thought
thing.
no way. I don't really. And so we didn't say yes in the moment. That's not
This is even
ever how we
juicier. This
operate.
is
but
great.
we go outside and I talk to my team and I'm like, what do you read? What do you read? You read. And some of them are sitting up here and they're all under 30 and under, and they're all like, oh, that's all I read. That's all I read. That's all I read. That's all I read. So I rely on them to help us like keep us cool, right? Or to keep us on
They're never
trend.
going to make us cool, but they keep the tenants relevant to the trends for sure, which
Yeah.
is great.
Yeah. So
What-
then
tell-
we turned around and we're like, and then I went on a trip right after and was at the airport and was looking at what everybody was reading. And she was right. She told me 60% of all books sold were romance books. And she was completely right. And I just was kind of like hoity-toity, like, oh, I don't read romance. I'm too smart for that.
My upper lip
And then
is
I was
sweating.
like, I'm the dumb one. Moving on.
I'm listening. I promise.
Yeah,
I'm
it looks
just-
like it.
I'm actually not. I didn't.
I'm just not processing. But this is why there's a crowd.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I just think it's interesting that women control the majority of the spending power, and they are just ignored.
I love this.
Buying power is ignored.
This reminds me of like, remember in the 50s, Hoover decided that they needed to shift their marketing strategy because they
Oh,
weren't
balls.
selling enough, because they were trying to sell to men, not realizing that who's buying the product and who actually controls the finances. And it's the woman. And so they shifted their whole strategy to marketing door to door, which is why it became such a thing. And it was talking to the woman who was using the product and so forth. It's crazy to me that we still struggle as business owners to forget that you don't sell to yourself. You might, if you're lucky and you have the same demographic, but you sell to a demographic. If you don't know them, if you don't understand them, you don't sell anything, period. So having clarity on that and having that definitive definition is what gets you results. I mean,
Can you talk to us a little bit about failure? I have a question, but
Yes.
but
you've failed to put more hot sauce on this.
no, that was
These ones actually feel a little bit lighter than the other ones. They're slow burn.
that one was bad. Do you know what the one I just did was?
Are you doing different ones than us?
No, I did the one that you just did. But I'm saying I just served you the last dab, which is 2.7 million Scoville. Yeah, I did. I gave that to you. No, I did.
I
did.
actually am calling bullshit on
No,
that.
it is. It's right here. Where did I just put it? I don't know where it is. Where the last dab? Where did I set it
No.
down?
I was expecting to pace.
My head is.
Find
spinning.
it. Let's do
Oh,
it
right here.
again.
The last
That's
dab.
it?
That's it. Yeah, right here. You can even read it. It should say on here
Okay,
somewhere.
how much did you eat? I feel.
Like it was like a race. You had to eat
No.
multiple before this little
Don't-
button crossed the screen. So
Don't worry.
You
I
tortured him.
lost. I didn't even like.
No, you're.
Are you going easy on us? Because we're.
No, what I'm telling you is, you guys. I would not do that. My wife would not.
I
let
can
me
hit
do
a
that.
target at a mile away.
No,
Don't.
what I'm. Everyone always says that the bomb, which is number 8 of 10, is the worst.
He's an equal opportunity sadist.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Equal opportunity.
wanna believe
so what
that.
I did is I skipped number 8 and went to number 9 and 10 instead, because you guys were just like all about it. So
Okay.
We haven't done the bomb yet.
So
the
this one-
bomb is what Alex is talking about.
Okay.
Oh, the 2.7 I feel like is a fallacy. That was.
That
was
wasn't bad.
2.7.
That was fine.
I mean, it was
Let's
a
try that
sneaky one, but
The bomb is 135,000, but it's just like there's
my
something.
number 4 was the worst one out of everything.
It's because you took 2 bites and it was.
It says.
was smothered.
this one says consume 1 drop at a time with extreme caution, all caps.
Bring on 2. Let's do this.
Oh my gosh, this is amazing.
I'm ready. I feel powerful because people will walk with me.
Okay, but then you're gonna have to talk to us
What'd
about
you say?
failure, and I can't remember exactly my question, but it was just about.
Okay, 2, sir.
So-
Your shake looks like more than 2. Are you shaking?
That's not a shake.
I can't get it. Okay. Oh.
No!
Genuinely, you might want to. No, don't eat all of that. Don't. Oh.
Do not wipe your.
Don't-
Do not wipe your eye.
Okay. Tessa, where do you want this? I don't even know where to. There.
Ooh, this one smells dangerous.
Oh, jeez.
What is with you?
It does. It comes out
You guys
fast.
need
I don't
to
know.
see what's on here. Look, he's trying to kill us.
Don't.
It's like a slug.
You know that you haven't even had water yet? I'm gonna have to switch your water.
Here, we can bring this nice and close so you can get easy.
So I can
access.
throw up on it.
Yeah, no, okay.
Failure.
I know you're going to talk to us about failure, but just know that whatever you're about to say,
I'm ready to
this
fail.
heat will go on. It will burn. It will.
What time is it? We got a meeting at 2.
I'm just saying, you're going to eat it, and then
Yeah?
you're going to flex on everyone and say how easy it is, and then 10 minutes from now, you're going to be in the bathroom.
No, I don't think I'm going to say how easy it is. These other ones, though, were
I mean,
you're
you guys,
mild. You're
you guys
sweaty.
wanted me to challenge you, and I'm all in. I'm going all in with you.
We're here for it. Should we do it at the same time? Is this?
Yeah.
take it easy.
Yeah.
Simmer down. Simmer down. You know I don't do easy.
I don't even want to do it. I don't even
right.
want to do it. I'm just gonna look at it and wait for them. Who wants to do it in my place? Who hasn't tried it yet? Who
Oh,
wants
it
to do
starts
it
in
in my
the
place?
throat.
Anybody? I dabbed it up for you.
You know what's weird is my heartbeat just jumped.
You should all just come up.
Heartbeat.
Up.
We're getting cardio in right now. Look at this.
You know those advertisements where they tell you you can just sit and you can lose weight?
This is.
Just eat hot sauce.
Should I
it's
start
happening.
advertising burning questions that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I can feel it right in here. My little heart space.
I think I'm okay. Is this what you
He
mean?
just said this.
I
I don't actually ever listen to advice. No, just kidding. I do. Okay. Let's talk about failure.
Yeah, what
any,
about failure?
Any failures with, like, that you've overcome with Maven? I mean, you talked about challenges, but is there any, like, reset moments where it was just like, this does not work? How do we pivot? How do we reset? Or maybe some businesses that have failed? I don't know.
Jesus.
We're all in.
Which one?
God.
I don't know. I think we believe in failing fast.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Did you take my water?
I did.
That happened
You
like
weren't
2
drinking.
wings ago.
You weren't drinking it. Would you like some water?
We can dial up.
You
the
didn't
water.
even need it.
Nope. I actually. Okay, 10 minutes?
I mean, maybe not. We had un Mexicano a couple weeks ago that showed up
Apparently,
to.
we skipped to the harder ones.
This is the hardest one. The bomb is it. So if you walk away from this, I don't even.
We're
like,
da bomb.
You're the bomb.
I'm Italian. We don't even do spicy.
All right.
You're owning it right now. I mean, I'm impressed.
I think I'm okay. You gonna do another bite?
I do. I think it's
I feel like
pretty
you got it,
delicious.
But did we? I mean, you did have a little bit.
All right. I'll go more.
I had to bait her into it. You're really okay. Okay.
Does this remind me of a song like
Fuck yeah. Without being intentional about it, I mean, that is part of, a lot of what women have had to fight for, right? Is that we can do it better. And it's sad that we have to because it shouldn't be a competition. We should all be in it for the benefit. But it did actually taste delicious, and I'm probably going to regret it, but it was fun nonetheless.
Wow.
We'll find out in 10 minutes.
Okay. No, I'm happy for you.
I honestly think number 4 was my hottest
Yeah,
one.
some of these
The
earlier
Ninja
ones.
Napalm.
Ninja.
Oh, yeah,
was,
that was it.
that is what got me.
I thought that was the bomb.
I've never had guests
Da bomb.
take the da bomb in such finesse. Yeah. Well done.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I don't know how long you've been practicing that, but
We didn't practice. I'm ready.
Look, I've been training for weeks for this, okay?
oh, okay. Let's
talk failure.
Well, if you want to.
Okay.
Or we could talk. I wanted to talk podcast, and I loved the way you guys. So we can talk that too. I don't know.
We can
But-
talk failure.
do
I've
you-
been fired 7 times.
So let's talk about it.
Most people really don't love hearing the truth, and I'm not sure I was delivering it with the most amount of kindness or grace, but I was definitely trying to be helpful and honest in those moments. And Instead, it came off as a threat. But getting fired was the best thing that ever happened to me because it told me, one, I have resilience from it. You know, you have a 7-day weekend where you just hang out on the couch and
7 times over?
7 times over. Yeah.
7 times 7 times 7.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, we're getting to the 49s.
Yeah, okay.
And I think it was just an early reminder that I probably didn't listen to that, man, you were supposed to work for yourself. There was something that I was missing in there about not working for somebody else. And like Tessa said earlier, being able to manifest what you actually want out of something. And it's way harder. It's way scarier. God, we're stressed about money all the time.
That can feel like failure.
But it's every moment at a time, I think, is the key, is that business can often have you looking too much in the future and too much in the past. And you can get anxious and you can get depressed, or you can get this feeling of I'm not doing good enough or I didn't do good enough. And the reality is we really just want to be in the present moment of like, I get to work with one of my best friends. I get to have these incredible employees on our team who are growing and showing up for one another. And we get to engage with crazy good people all the time, and the money will figure itself out. But in that particular moment, it's not about the money. It's about the connection, and it's worth it. And it always seems to work itself out. The more we focus less on future.
Which is scary, though, right? I mean,
So scary.
Because I think there's a lot of hype out there, especially I come from the tech world, where it's like, oh, look at our latest raise, look how successful we are, look what we just IPO'd, right? And it's like, it's all this like, hey, we have so much quote unquote money, right? And so it's like,
It's the measure of success
is that
in
the
business.
measure of success? But then, what we were just talking about earlier about, you guys visited Plunge, the business that I have, and it's like, we know it's a success because people freaking love it. They
there's
love it.
nothing
But
cooler than
is
having
it-
someone tell
Is
you.
it killing it? Like, or am I printing money? No.
Nope.
Like, and it's exhausting, and but it takes tons of time. But I work with great people. We have great team, right? And I'm building something, and it's just it's amazing how. I know this is a cliche, but it takes time. Like,
It takes so long.
so much time. You guys are almost 10 years into
Yeah.
the Maven, and you're sitting here saying we're still stressed as hell about cash.
Oh, yeah.
It's
All the
not like
time.
it went away because you have a bookstore.
I think that that failure, I guess how I think about failure is that it's not the end of the story. It's usually somewhere in the middle. So whatever we deem as a failure, we know that the next chapter is what's supposed to unfold. It's more like a lily pad where we're jumping around to different things, and the path might not be straight, but the failure isn't the end, I guess. So I always think like, well, there must be something around the corner that's for us that we can't see, that we had to fail or let go or end, that you only have so much energy that you can take up, and once something else is quote unquote dead or failed, something new can step into that. So I guess that's how I think about it. So I don't feel, I always feel scared of it for a moment, but then
It's
the
stepping
more
into the
comfortable you
scary.
can get into stepping into that scary, the more it's like we launch a new building, launch a new business. It's really, really scary in that moment of like, oh, what if we fail? But also it's kind of, it does always work itself out, and it isn't the end, right? So this idea that failure is the end, it's like, no, it's going to teach you a lesson that gets you to your next lily pad or your next move or the next door that opens. So I don't know. I guess that's usually how I think about failure.
Beautiful. Yeah. And well said with whatever.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not feeling it.
Dude,
I think I'm okay.
Where's the ninja napalm? Let's give her some more. She's just like over here insulting me.
I really am not sure that he put the
I
legit
did.
sauce in there.
Do you-
I think you have like a cover
no,
bottle.
no. I did.
I haven't even had water yet. And I am not necessarily impressive at this.
I'm like going back to the ninja napalm.
No, I don't want to go back to
No, I
the...
wanted to remind you of how
That
hot
one,
it can
that
be.
one was the hottest one for me.
Okay, what about the podcast? So I loved your guys' description. Let me pull it up. Okay. maybe I'll butcher this, but co-hosted by dynamic counterparts who discovered magic in their differences. This podcast explores what it takes to align passion with practicality, mission with method, and intuition with insight. How do you work? You call it out right in the beginning there, like dynamic counterparts. How do you work with people that are different than you and embrace that
It's
and then
hard.
thrive through it?
She's like the most difficult person in my life to work with. It is not easy because, like she said, she doesn't read her email, and I'm like very efficient with things, and
I just want to talk about heart-centered things all day.
Yes, and I
Oh, yeah.
want
Tell us the name of the podcast.
heart and head work.
Heart and Head Work.
Yeah.
And we joke that I'm the heart, she's the head, but whenever we're on one side or the other too much, we're not doing something. It's not magic. The magic lies when we can get a little bit of both in there.
Yeah, finding that beautiful balance. But I mean, I would say that's where conflict arises, is with people who are different, but also out of that conflict you get a different perspective in the most important way, because when you surround yourself with people who think just like you don't ever think differently. And then you end up just doing things by default out of habit rather than taking those failure opportunities or taking those steps to face fear. And I love that about Tessa, because she will always ask the question of, did we think about love? Are you sure that we're loving first? Is that the nicest thing that we could do? And I'm like, I don't know if it's the nicest thing that we could do, but it's a smart thing for us to do. And don't we need money? And like, in those moments, it's that fear factor driving the decision. And she's always a good counterbalance of like, well, let's just let the fear sit aside for a moment and let's talk about our
Abundance,
feelings.
growth.
Yes, and abundance, and the garden of abundance.
Yeah.
And then my curmudgeon-y self goes, yeah, I don't want to be Daria today. I want to be better than that.
Explain who Daria is.
Yeah,
Everybody knows who
I'm
Daria is.
uncultured.
Oh,
No, I am
everybody.
uncultured over here.
All right.
I'll admit
How
it.
old is everybody in this room? Under 20.
Yes, MTV. There's this grumpy.
Under 20. Anybody?
No.
Under 30.
Yeah.
Under 40. Under 50.
Yeah.
And you guys don't know who Daria is? All right, Google.
Okay.
Daria is a great character. She's indifferent about pretty much everything, and her sister is that one.
What's the? Is it a
It's a-
show?
it's-
It's a cartoon.
It's
No
an
idea.
MTV
From the
cartoon.
90s.
MTV
MTV
cartoon.
had cartoons.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
It ran alongside Beavis and Butthead.
I was just gonna say, you know
Oh.
Beavis and Butthead, right?
I mean, I didn't know that was
Once again,
directly
the
MTV.
women's show is lesser known, but greater. I'm just kidding.
No.
It's a great show. She's very sarcastic. She's like your classic 90s. you
Okay,
know.
but if we double back down on the fact that you just, you were saying in the difference, you find the beauty and you find the magic or whatever.
Through the suffering, there is beauty, as the Buddhists would
But
say. Yes.
earlier you were talking about how you in business you're selling to a need, not just yourself, right?
Yes.
And so that's how cool is it to have that balance of like. Otherwise, it's probably easy to gravitate towards well, this makes sense to me. This is what I want. But when you have like the dynamic duo over here, it's like, but it's always you can counterbalance and always be talking about. But is that the customer? Or is that
Yeah.
Is that it?
I mean, without Rocky, it would be
You heard
she
it here.
saw it was a disaster before Rocky came in. It was
A beautiful
chaotic,
disaster.
and it was beautiful. I am a great dreamer, but
Yeah.
she helped us get organized and aligned, and she's got a keep it stupid simple strategy that like we keep simplifying, and getting more narrow and getting more narrow, and every time we do that, it works. So without strategy and without order, it's chaos.
Yeah.
And so with just me in charge, it's not good, right? So we need her to be in charge because that's how things get done.
So smiley
She was
over
the
there.
fastest executor and the fastest thinker I had ever met.
So
and when
cool.
I met her, within 6 months, she was my business partner.
You wanted to strangle her, but
This
then
is
also
why
she
we have a
no.
podcast, is just so I can hear her compliment me.
These are the times you can.
yeah, you know,
This is
it's
awesome.
great.
We have to go back to the podcast when we're in the middle of a fight and we're trying to get over to work, show up the next day and work together. We have to listen back to these moments.
That's why you go to sleep at night, is just listening to the podcast.
I am. I'm literally listening to her voice going, "You are so good at your job," and I'm like, "I am so good at my job." yeah,
Okay, I
Because
think
it's hard. It's hard to work with we are
opposites.
opposites.
So what are your repair techniques? 'Cause
Oh, that's a great question.
That
She's
is
way better
repair
at that.
techniques. I love that question. I don't know. I've never heard it
So
phrased
you
that
need
way,
some
but-
space, right?
Okay.
So I live with a brain injury, so I don't do well in high conflict. So we take a lot of breaks, right? So it's sometimes really nice to be able to just deal with the conflict and finish it right there. But sometimes the conflict's so big you can't do that. So when that's happening and I start getting like the feelings of everybody gets the feelings, I just get them fast. Like that like heat rises in your head, sweaty palms. That's your front of your brain turning off, right? So and taking over. Your lizard brain takes over and your rational brain turns off. And when that happens, nothing good is going to come out of it. So when we can recognize that, we take a pause. And then we're done. We sometimes try and come back that day. It doesn't usually work. And then we come back about 24 to 48 hours later. And then we've come back to a more neutral space, right? Both of us have had time to go get angry. I'm definitely crying in the corner, going for a walk, talking to my husband at bedtime. Rocky's doing her thing to get okay too. We're journaling.
Raging.
She's raging up the mountain with her dogs probably. And then we come back and then there's a space for listening for each of us without interruption. And then there's a space for some understanding, hopefully there, of like, oh, that's what you meant. Okay, I heard this. And okay, I see how you get that. And then it is easy to compromise in that space. It is not easy to compromise when you're in the conflict.
I also do a lot of self-forgiveness, which I think is, I find it easier to forgive Tessa or whoever I'm in conflict with, typically because I'm hardest on myself. So a lot of my time spent in space is, all right, Rocky, what did you do? How could you be better? Yes, let's go through that scenario. But also, what did you do well? And did you do your best? And when I do, that self-forgiveness opens up a bigger portal for me to then also be more forgiving of her and be more receptive to anything she has to say critically about me in those moments, because I've already processed it solo. And I think that's a really big, there's this great book, The Book of Forgiving by Desmond Tutu. He was working in the apartheid during the South African conflicts. And he is a religious man that was there to help their committee basically repair all the damage that had done. And his book is so simple, and yet the practices are so challenging. But I think self-forgiveness is the one that we kind of skip over often as we forgive somebody else. But in conflict, we've done wrong, or we've thought wrong, or we've judged ourselves, and it's a game changer for me in repair.
Fantastic. I think I want to have time for more questions, but they've been so good at just taking more and more heat that we've.
I'm not going to lie. This was a piece of cake.
Oh my gosh. You're forever invited
This
to come
was a
every
piece
month.
of hot wing.
Can you? I would love to switch places where I can sit in the crowd and you can just run
Yeah,
the
let's
show.
do it.
And I don't. No, I mean forever. I mean other shows. I mean then I don't have to sit
Yeah,
along
try
here.
this
and
one now. It's not
this-
even hot
The
'cause the other
arbol,
one's hot.
scorpion, all this junk. No, but
well,
sincerest
one more
thanks.
I dripped. My nose
You've got
dripped
a
once.
tiny little. You guys
Yeah.
are insane. I mean, I have video proof of other people that did do the same thing, and I use the same sauces, and they're miserable.
I'm actually a little disappointed. I thought I was going to have to all right, guys, it's time to strip. I'm crying. And this would be dramatic because I love a good dramatic.
You've got the intensity. You can take the heat.
We can take the heat.
You can take the
Boom.
heat. But
We've been crying over finances for 10 years. We can take the heat.
But I know a lot of people like to have some one-on-one time with you, and you've been super gracious with your time. So I'd
Thanks.
love, I know, Karen, you had a couple questions, but let's end it here. And then I'd love for you guys to have a chance to chat with them one-on-one, come maul them, obviously, like smother them with hot sauce because nothing phases them at all.
Come and try this hot sauce. I guarantee you guys can all do it.
Thank you so much for being here.
I think you're helping with an act.
Thank you so much, Brian, for having
Or
us.
he's put something else in this, which we will find out. Will
We'll
you come
never
try it again?
beat her.
I think it's an amount. Like, I think if we would keep going and
No,
do all
no.
of these at, you don't think it's an amount?
I mean, we've literally put a...
I smeared it.
Yeah, you
saw it,
guys-
And then I took extra
You
bites.
guys have exceeded the amount of probably 4 or 5 guests combined. Combined. Yes, thank you.
Look at us.
I mean, I've never had anybody not even want to like stop. Like
Honestly,
you guys, I could give you more wings. and
I
you're
feel like the last one was like, that's pretty tasty. I could put that on shit.
genuinely